This is Unit 1, Lesson 3, and in this lesson we'll be learning how to solve linear equations. Our objective in this lesson is to write and graph the equation of a line. This is your vocabulary for the lesson, slope and linear function. Please write these down and become familiar with them. This is the formula of slope, which is your rise over run. The slope formula is on your reference sheet, and it is right here. So there's no need to know it for this course, but I would recommend that you learn it and familiarize yourself with it for the ACT. One thing I need you to take note of, where it says, this is a mistake, it's supposed to be x2 minus x1. And you need to understand that that value cannot equal 0. If it equals 0, that means you're dividing by 0, which you can't do, which makes your slope undefined. Here are 3 examples. We're going to do the first one. We're going to find the slope through the point 5, 4, and 8, 1. First thing I like to do is I like to label my points, x1, y1, and I just go straight across, and I label the second one, x2 and y2. And all I do is use my slope formula, and I'm going to substitute those values in. So I'm going to do y2 minus y1, which is 4, and I'm going to do x2, which is 8, minus x1, which is 5. And that gives me negative 3 over positive 3, which gives me a slope of negative 1. You try the other two on your own, and you'll either see a question about it on your Google form, or we'll discuss it in class. Here is some basic information about the slope of a line that you should make note of. A positive slope is going to always rise to the right. A negative slope is going to fall to the right. And a zero slope is a horizontal line. And if you have a slope that is undefined, you have a vertical line. The next thing you need to make note of is slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is this equation right here. It is also on your reference sheet. It is your blueprint for creating a graph. What you need to know is M is the slope of your line, and B is your y-intercept, and that is where it crosses the y-axis. In this example, we're going to take the slope. We're going to be given the slope and the y-intercept, and we're going to insert that into the slope-intercept form. So remember, your slope-intercept form is your y equals mx plus b. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute in our slope, which is 1/5, and then we're going to substitute in our y-intercept, which is negative 3. So that's our equation in slope-intercept form. It's your blueprint for creating a graph. Your y-intercept is your starting point. So at 1, 2, 3, negative 3 on the y-axis. That's where you start. You always start by plotting your y-intercept, and then after that you use your slope is your rise over your run. So from that point you rise up 1 and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And from that you create your graph of your line. Alright, here's a problem for you to try. You're given the slope, you're given the y-intercept. You come up with the slope-intercept form of the equation and graph it. And we'll either expect a question about it on your Google form, or we'll talk about it in class. Here's the next example we're going to work. It's given to you in standard form. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in slope-intercept form so we can graph it. The first thing you need to do is you need to move your 5x over to the other side, because we're trying to get this y by itself. So we do that by subtracting 5x from each side. That leaves you with negative 4y, and you cannot combine your 5x and your 16, so all you have to do is write them down separately. The negative 5 has an x and the 16 does not. Now you're still looking to get this y by itself, to get it in slope-intercept form. So what you need to do is you just need to get rid of that multiplication of 4 with division. And we're going to multiply every term all the way across. When that happens, our 4's cancel out and we're left with 4 y, and our negatives cancel out. Gives us 5 over 4x, and this is a negative 4. Now it's in slope-intercept form, and we can use slope-intercept form to graph our line. First of all, our starting point is negative 4 on the y-axis, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and I make a point at negative 4. And then from that point, I'm going to use my slope to create another point. It's at positive 5, so I'm going to go up 5, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to run over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make another point here. And I connect the dots, and I have my line. Alright, here's one for you to try. Put it in slope-intercept form, just like the previous example, and graph it. Alright, here's something for you to think about. This is a problem that a student has done to find the slope between the 2 points. This student made an error. What error did the student make? Expect a question about this and see you tomorrow.